Afternoon, guys. Today we're going to be looking at the Impact Kinetics Pocket Zero. Welcome to Paperball and Paint Tube. Good afternoon. Thanks for joining us again. Indoors today because weather's a bit changeable today, so I thought we'd come in and do it from inside. But today we've got this. This is the Pocket Zero from Impact Kinetics. It was bought for me as a present actually, so I didn't even have to pay for it. And you know, it's a really nice item, so I thought I'd share it with you. It was purchased from a company called Air Targets, you can find on the interweb. Prices are it's about 30 quid. But I think with Air Targets you get some free card targets with it, so that was the my wife bought it from there because they got those extra bits and pieces. But you know, no real deals around, but it is what it is. So why did I want it? Okay, so as you know, I kind of go on shooting walks, if you like, on some land that a family member owns, some farmland. Not shooting animals, but kind of just, you know, kind of practicing my skills and bits and pieces. But after a while, as you know, it's there's only so many logs you can shoot, only so stones you can shoot at. And I wanted something that I could kind of pop up while out and about, and would be good to shoot at. So we got this. This is really useful and it's really well made. There are others on eBay and such which are much more flimsy by the looks of them, but this is proper sturdy. We'll test the durability a little bit later. But yeah, so basically what it does is these arms pop up like that. You slot your paper target in there, and then you can stick it in the ground. I'll show you the two ways in a minute. Obviously it's just a paper target, so watch your background if you're using it. Okay, so the two ways of using it. One is these spikes flat down at the bottom. Here's an example of it kind of sitting in the ground. What they've got is they've got these little slots here. You can just about make it up. I'll do a close-up over here. But these slots, as you fold it down, you push it back up into the main body, which locks it in place. So you can jab it in, and then it won't move. Like that, it won't move backwards and forwards. Obviously, if you shoot the arms, that'll knock it back. But obviously, we're shooting centre here. So that locks it in place very nicely. They do hold the different size targets. So the smaller size targets is kind of 24 centimeters, sorry, 18 centimeters, and the bigger ones, which are the 24 centimeters. Or you can make your own targets, as I have. It's a bit of a crap-looking pigeon, but you know, not bad for first effort. So the other way you can put this up is if the ground's too hard, you can obviously unlock it from these slots, flip it 90 degrees, and push it back up. And then it sits, can't see it's on the table, and it sits there at 90 degrees. So I'll put it back in my hand, there you go. Make sure you push these screws up this slot here, because if they're too far down, then it can fall forward, not back, but forward. Once they're up there in the slot, it won't fall backwards or forwards. So that's really good. Let's move to the design of this thing, obviously, because we can all get a stick and put a target on the end of it, but this is nicely designed. Some of the points that I really like are, and I'll do some close-up pictures over here, on these screws here, which are the hinges to the arms, there are plastic washers either side, just to give that some stiffness. So they're not just going to blow flat on the slightest gust of a wind. They are quite stiff. They're easy enough to push, but they're stiff enough. There is obviously their screw for the spike, which is really good, which will stops it falling backwards and forwards. In these arms, as you can see, this line here, that's where you slide your paper target through. And if you look, there's a notch just about there. There's a close up here as well. There's a notch there, which just kind of hooks onto the paper, just to kind of hold onto it a bit better. There you go. That's a really nice touch. Kind of that really helps. Folds away beautifully. It does fit in your pocket. Here's my pocket. Sorry about the legs. What it does is you fold it down like that, and then you just need to adjust this bit here so that these screws, as you can see, screws that fit in the holes. So if I just kind of push that up a bit, there you go. Now the screw fits nicely in the hole, and that locks them arms in place, which is a nice kind of little touch. Equally, them holes which the screws go in, there's up there. Once this is standing, you could probably tie a bit of wire around there, hang a spinner off that wire, and then suspend it between the two. So a bit of wire taut across there, spinning in the middle. That'll go quite nicely. And then when you fold it down, obviously the arms come closer together, so that's slacken off the wire, and you could fit it all in your pocket. So that's a possibility. So durability, we don't want them flimsy big ones. We wanted a decent one. I do have one of those funnel target catcher things, you know them. But with those, obviously there's like a groove around three sides of it, and you slot the target in there. But if you shoot that groove, it pinches it closed. So then when you try and get that piece of paper in, you can't because it's pinched closed. So they have to get a pair of needle nose pliers and pry that sucker apart, which is a bit annoying. Well, it's easy if you go off target. Obviously, you're going to knock that, possibly, and you'd have to go back and reset it. But otherwise, you know, this is it's quite thick, that steel, I assume this is quite thick steel, that. So I want to see how durable that is. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this out to the garden, and I'm going to shoot this back plate with Air Arms Diablo Field .22 to see what damage does. If it puts a massive dent in it, then I'm not going to be very happy. But if it's only a little dent, then that's good. I won't shoot the front because it's got this nice sticker on the front here, and obviously if a pellet hits that, it's going to take a big chunk out of it. So I'm going to shoot the back of that. I'll do it slow-mo so we can have a proper look at that. And then yeah, we'll come back for our final thoughts. Okay, that was pretty good. I must say I loved that the sound effect on there, the way that kind of gives a good kind of ricochet noise. That was that made me smile. That did. But yeah, it stood up well. So you can just see that it looks worse. I can just about feel it. I think the camera and the light coming from the side makes it look worse than it is, but there's not much there at all. Let's have a look from this side. You get a little blemish there, let's say. It's nothing really. Like I say, that was shooting 16 grains at very close to 12, and I mean that is very close to 12. That gun, I think it's around about 11.8. So yeah, I reckon that could take. Obviously, it's not going to do nothing, but yeah, that's going to take a few hits before that starts to break. So, like I say, really pleased with this. Thought I'd share it with you. Goes in my pocket. I've even got this old, I think it's an old set of binoculars, went in there. So instead of going in my pocket, look at that, I can tie that over and hang it on my belt like that. So I can just whip it out for the lads. Yeah, so you know, it was something that I got asked for a whim, and it's worked really well. So thanks everyone for joining us on Paintball and PinTube. Sorry the video's been a little bit long coming this time. I hope to get another one out to you soon. Just waiting on deliveries coming from Europe. As everyone knows, they're a bit slow. So everyone stay well. Catch you next time. Cheers. Bye bye.